Hello everyone, it's Minato from 59 Gaming, and today we're going to be covering our Majin Vegeta concepts coming to Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle for the Saiyan Day celebration. A team of IceColdJoker, Villuhfy, Galeriot, and myself came together and separately created sections of this concept such as leader skill, passive skill, and more. This was done without revealing any details to each other until we recorded this video on the 14th of March. The premise behind this is to either unintentionally create something really good or end up with some hilariously bad design, things like such as having super effective and crits, some weird design like that, right? But before we get started here, be sure to like the video, subscribe to 59 Gaming, and let us know in the comment section below what you would like a Majin Vegeta to look like. Without further ado, let's get on with the concept. Alright, when that's settled away, we'll hop right into it, and we're going to start out with the leader skill, which was written by none other than IceColdJoker here, so let's hear it, buddy.
Alright guys, so for my leader skill, I decided that because the Dokkan Fest Captain Genyu did not introduce a new category, I'm going to go with the assumption that they're not going to introduce another category for Majin Vegeta, and they will just continue to buff the older categories. So, my guess was Worthy Rivals and Final Trump Card 3-key 170% with the extra 30% for Pure Saiyans. Now, obviously he's on both Worthy Rivals. Final Trump Card does not have a normal Dokkan Fest leader yet. They only have the Blue Fusion LRs and then the new STR Kaioken Goku, who is a Yellow Coin LR. So them getting their first Dokkan Fest category leader would be pretty good. Worthy Rivals hasn't gotten a Dokkan Fest leader since Physical Piccolo. And then the other one is the Angel SS2 LR Vegeta. So they also are in desperate need of a new leader. And both those categories are very good by themselves, but they just need to have that really good leader to really bump them into relativity again. And then Pure Saiyans with the extra 30% because it's Majin Vegeta and it's Saiyan Day. And the new EZA Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is Worthy Rivals and Pure Saiyan, so he will fit nicely under that category skill, or that leader skill.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I think that's a really good choice, honestly. That's for sure, right? That Pure Saiyan's part definitely is very good. Yep. So, yeah, overall, pretty good choices. I won't Final Trump Card as well, personally, but yeah, now let's go ahead and hop into the next part of the card, which would be the Super Attack Effects and Modifier, which is done by, of course, Villuhfy here. So, let's hear what you got.
Okay, so I took a couple inspirations from separate Majin Vegeta units that we have here, and what I decided to go with was greatly raise attack and defense, cause immense damage to enemy, and great chance of stunning the enemy. And let me add that the greatly raised attack and defense would be for 1 turn. Now, the great chance of stunning the enemy comes from the LR Majin Vegeta, the AGL one, as well as the I don't think it's great on either of them, but a chance to stun. It also comes from the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta that we have now. The one that goes from Super to Tech, or Super to Extreme, I'm sorry. And we have causes immense damage, and the animation that would be for this super attack is the final explosion, the final atonement, whatever you want to call it. I do think it's time that we get an update for that animation in this game, because the only one we have is from the LR. So it's definitely time to see an update, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully.
So my question is, if it is a final explosion, you've mentioned is it going to be a single target, or is it going to be an AoE?
It should be. Should be.
I just saw 2 enemies. I that's why I asked.
Yeah, to us, to all enemies. Yeah.
I think that's really good. I think that would be kind of insane. He'd be really strong.
I'm getting some very wishful thinking. It's 2022. Let's get busted.
You know what?
Right?
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think especially with how the game is right now, I don't really care. There's no PvP. May as well go all out. So that's really sick.
Right.
It would just destroy Super Battle.
He would just destroy World Tournament now.
That's what we want, right?
He would maybe overtake the crown from LR Broly.
I mean, yeah, but World Tournament, who cares? Right?
Yeah,
just make it easier.
True, I guess, right? All right, so...
Don't it?
Anything else to say?
No, I think I covered everything that I wanted to say there.
Yeah, that grid chance seems pretty nasty. Alrighty.
Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to do that, medium chance or high chance, but I'm like I said, let's get busted. Let's just go great.
Why not, right? I definitely get that. It's 2022, like you said. We need Dokkan to really get out here with that. Alright, so next would be the passive skill, which is probably the big chunk that everyone is waiting to see. I went ahead and wrote out this passive skill here, so I might go a little into depth about why I chose kind of each section here, but should be pretty straightforward. And let's go ahead and I posted it right here for us. So essentially, of course, I haven't activated an entry animation. This entry animation I'm imagining is either two things. One, the section where Vegeta is saying that there's one, you know, that quote, he's like, there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps, his pride, you know, when he's like powering up like that. I think that's pretty cool, right? I'm sure we could all agree. It's a pretty raw moment. Otherwise, I'm thinking of when he's in the world tournament stage, and then he like slowly looks up and has that grin on his face. One of those two things would be really cool and really sick, right? Like before he blows up the people on standby, right?
Yeah.
And of course, because he has that, I have this activated when there's an ally or an enemy whose name includes Goku, because obviously they were kind of on the same team before this, but he's also trying to fight Goku. So I feel like an ally or an enemy not only increases the amount of units that you can face against, but also makes sense in terms of the series. With this effect, he gets attack and defense 18% when attacking, and he creates rainbow key spheres randomly for the rest of battle, which of course those are pretty powerful effects to have there. Just in baseline, his actual kit, he gets key 3 and 180% attack and defense. Of course, the Saiyan Day units usually have something like that. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 80% when collecting 4 or more key spheres, kind of reminiscent of the Tech one, where he wants key spheres. He has super effective against all types and an additional 40% attack when performing a super attack if HP is 50% or above. Then he gets guard activated against all attacks for 3 turns, and all allies other than this character get key plus 1 per rainbow key sphere when HP is 50% or below. So you can kind of get either or, but what you can aim for that is you fall under 50%, get that guard for 3 turns, then the next time you come back, he does have say you come back and you're over 50%, then you'll be able to get both of them, right? So you can get both the guard and super effective in certain situations, right? Which obviously seems to be a very powerful ability. And the thing with the all allies other than this character, that was actually recently data mined by our, the Dokkan Battle normal data miners like Thieving 6, for example. And essentially what we see there is that there's a new effect in the game where it targets the parties except self. So that's essentially a buff to all characters in the rotation or in the team except for the character that activates it. So that's why I put that in there, because I feel like that could be something we see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, this is the first time we all see each other's sections right here, so I'm very interested to hear.
That's really
plus
good.
1 key per rainbow for the team. That seems really interesting. I hadn't heard about that before.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's like a new mechanic, right?
No, I think that would be really strong, especially because the one thing we know, and we'll probably put in the links of Majin Vegeta later on in this video as part of that, complete kit that we will make for him. The one problem with Majin Vegeta, and this was something Minato and I were discussing on Twitter, right, was that his key links aren't the best. So he's obviously giving himself key, but the problem is the people around him would kind of suffer a little bit. And with that last part of his passive, as well as if you can activate the randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, I think this makes it a really, really good kit. It covers all the bases. I like this kit. I really do like this kit that Minato made, for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I take a lot of like different character kits that Majin Vegeta has and things like that. I think he could be pretty powerful. This is how he turns out, but we'll have to wait and see, right? As of now, as of this recording, at the very least, we have no idea what he's going to do. But of course, there's still one last section right here, and obviously, he most likely will also have an active skill.
Yep.
So we had Gale right here take care of the active skill section, which is going to be the final section here, but. Yeah, I'll hand it off to you.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a problem because we've already done the active skill in the form of the super attack, because I went for Final Explosion as well. The condition is under 50% HP, just simply put, under 50% HP. The effectives massively raise the attack for 1 turn, so that would be 100% attack. and causes AoE ultimate damage with a guaranteed chance to crit for the rest of the turn. I was also considering putting a little bit of a negative connotation to this active skill as well, you know, including like say a minus 49% HP, you know, just loses 49% HP, drops you down to 1% HP, but kind of reminiscent of the anime and the manga as well, but obviously with him just dying afterwards. But I felt that would be a bit too much, especially in a game like this. I just went full busted, go crazy. But looking at the rest of the kit, I could have easily gone with the minus 49% HP, and he still would have probably lived the rest of the fight, honestly.
Probably.
But yeah, I really like this. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about this? And what do you think about that possible minus 49% HP as well? Would that have fit or no?
This guaranteed chance to crit for the rest of the turn, that would affect, you know, any additionals that he does, or any super attacks that you do after that, right?
Yes. It's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
like the LR SJ4s and God Bros.
Excellent. Perfect. Do it.
Just go crazy.
Funny enough, considering that we had, like, again, like I explained at the beginning, but we had, like, no idea what each of us did, this does actually mesh up pretty well with what I appeared in the past with, because he's only super effective above 50% HP, but under 50% HP, he gets a guaranteed crit with the final explosion, which is interesting, right?
Yep.
Though I guess the funny thing is, again, since we kind of didn't bring this all together, both the super attack and the active skill, like you said, is the final atonement, which is pretty funny, right?
Yep, that's what I mentioned this to Minato as well yesterday. I was like, imagine if somebody does something like this, because in my head, what I thought would have been the super attack would have just been atomic flash, right? And then of course active skill would be final explosion. But Villuhfy, of course, we both went for final atonement instead.
Yeah. I mean, that's the fun part of these, right? You don't know if we're gonna end up with something good or just a hot pile of mess, right?
Yep, for sure.
Before we move on, we didn't cover one thing that I wanted to put out to the group, but what do you think his typing will be, and do you think he'll be super or extreme class?
Well, he'll definitely be extreme class if it's a Majin Vegeta like this.
Yes.
My guess for his typing is like int or physical or something, right?
I was gonna say int because there's a free-to-play physical one, an STR free-to-play one. Oh no, he's not free-to-play. The AGL one and then the tech. So I think int is the only one left.
Int's the only one missing, so even I'd guess that he will be extreme int probably, assuming he starts off as Majin Vegeta. The one thing that I was also thinking was possible as well, was that he could start off as base and it would be a turn 1 transformation, kind of like how you know, we have the Saiyan and Ribrians, right? But I don't know if he goes from base to Majin Vegeta basically in that form. But I don't know. I think that they will probably just go straight Majin Vegeta, I feel.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I asked if there was a chance of him being super or extreme, is if they give him a turn 1 transformation like those units. But we haven't seen one of those units come along in quite a while, and they're really pushing the entrance animations, which very easily will just have him be base, go into Majin Vegeta, and then he's just extreme the entire way through, which is probably better that way. His links are just better. Quote unquote.
And you
better.
don't have to worry about link leveling if that was, especially if it was like going from base form
Yeah.
Vegeta to like Majin Vegeta, because those links would be insane to farm otherwise.
Prepare for battle to like
Supreme
overclass
power?
or anything like that. Just
Yeah,
so much, dude. So much with that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think overall, like, I would say this kit surprisingly meshed really well, apart from obviously the similar active skill and super attack, you know, if not effects per se, but like the animations. But I'm surprised that we did really well with this so far. What do you guys think?
I feel like this is the best TUR in the game by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, I think we did go a little bit overkill, but what's the fun if we don't go overkill, eh?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be what? Like, we're gonna call this like what? Like fan-made card? Like, I mean, what would be a fan-made card that if it was balanced?
Exactly.
You know, like,
Yeah, you want fun with this, right? You want this unit to be busted.
yeah, he only raises attack. Like, we're making sure Vegeta does not
Shafted.
get
Yeah.
shaft. Yeah, that's
I think
what we're making sure. So if you guys support this, you know, that's what we
I think the
want.
one way we could make this card
wanna-
even better and push him into the realm of, you know, absurdity would be for his all allies plus turn plus 1 key, give all allies 40% attack and defense as well when he's below 50%.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be insane. The one thing I was gonna also say is like the one reason why I went for the active skill I did is that this unit basically is what everybody thinks SSB Kaioken is actually in Super Battle Road. So there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yep.
Minato, you wanna wrap it up?
Yeah, well, basically wrap it up from here. So again, let us know what you guys think of the Majin Vegeta in the comment section below. Let us know, how you would want Majin Vegeta to do. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to hit that subscription and notification bell. Go to our link tree and all that stuff. But yeah, if there's nothing else, we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.
Bye bye.